introducing Jonathan Kruk, Master Storyteller.
From the Master Maestro. Once there was a time when people frowned upon outward celebrations of Christmas. But a certain author from not far from here inspired a young British author by sharing a book that he had written while visiting Great Britain. It was a story, a collection called Old Christmas by Washington Irving. It moved Charles Dickens in 1843 to concoct the tale I'm about to share with you. He had concerns. Thus, in the preface, he says something to the effect of, "May this little ghost of an idea not put you out of sorts, but rather let it put you into the spirit of the season." Thus, I'm proud to present here with Tom McCoy at your West Milford Library, Charles Dickens' classic, A Christmas Carol. Friends, one thing was certain. Jacob Marley was dead. 7 years dead, as a doornail. Why not a coffin nail? His sole friend, sole business partner, sole residuary legatee, and sole mother in life, Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge, had seen to it all. Though Scrooge wasn't dreadfully cut up over Marley's passing. Well, he did say Jacob Marley was a good man of business. Ebenezer Scrooge, you see, was a squeezing, clutching, grasping, wrenching, covetous old sinner. Why, he was hard as flint, but without a spark of warmth within. Why, the cold within Ebenezer Scrooge, it nipped his nose, shrunk in his cheeks, and it stiffened his gait. He wasn't the kind of fellow you would meet on the street for gladsome greetings. "Oh, Scroogey boy, how you doing?" No one ever went up to him and asked, "Oh, which way do I get to go over to Piccadilly Circus?" No. Why, even the blind man's dog, "Ow, ow, 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 ow," yelped and tugged his master away whenever Ebenezer Scrooge appeared. Now, once upon a Christmas Eve time, London, already growing cold, biting, and bitter and dark. But within the counting house of Scrooge and Marley, there burned just one meager ration of coal. Well, nothing could warm up old Scrooge. But his clerk, Mr. Bob Cratchit, endeavored to warm his hand over the candle provided for copying out the ledger, and that was to no avail. When there comes in, hallooing off the street unexpectedly, "Merry Christmas, Uncle Scrooge, and may God bless you." Bah, humbug. What, Uncle Scrooge? Christmas? A humbug? Oh, what reason do you have to be so merry? You're poor enough. Well, what reason do you have to be so miserable? You're rich enough. Oh, out upon Merry Christmas. Now, Uncle Scrooge. What's Christmas? Nothing but a time for spending money you haven't got. Why, if I could work my will, I would take every idiot with Merry Christmas on his lips, and I would have him boiled in his own pudding with a stake of holly driven through his heart. Now, Uncle Scrooge. Now, Nephew Fred, you keep Christmas in your way, let me keep it in mine. But that's just it, Uncle. You don't keep it. Well, what good has keeping Christmas ever done for you? Well, I can think of many things that have done me a world of good that haven't put a scrap of gold into my pocket, Christmas being chief amongst them. Now, if you give unto Christmas the veneration due its sacred name, you are still left with a charitable, forgiving, kind time. A time when women and men realize we all traverse this world together. And though it hasn't put a scrap of silver into my pocket, I'll say this for Christmas: may God bless it. which caused Mr. Bob Cratchit back there in the tank to break into a round of applause until old Scrooge, quiet in there, quiet, or you'll spend your Christmas losing your situation. And as for you, nephew Fred, why don't you go make your speeches in Parliament? And as for you, my Uncle Scrooge, I am not going to let your ill humor put me out of my good humor. Why don't you come and join us for Christmas dinner? Bah humbug. Oh, Uncle Scrooge, I'll offer it again. Merry Christmas. Bah humbug, and a Happy New Year. And a Merry Christmas to you too, Mr. Cratchit. Oh, and a Merry Christmas to you too, Mr. Fred.